I read an interesting comment from Conda Research, actually, and the director of Conda, actually highlighted the significance of President Erdoğan's potential last-minute strategies in Istanbul elections. What are your thoughts on the potential impact of such strategies on the electoral dynamics? Because now we have seen in Ankara, it is a little bit, clear picture that probably Mansur Yavaş will, from opposed party CHP, he will win Ankara. But for Istanbul, it is different, and now it seems like they are organizing big rallies in Istanbul, in Ankara, all the big cities, and seems like President Erdoğan will join for the rallies as well. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, that was exactly the electoral strategy enacted by President Erdoğan in the 2019 local elections. In fact, Erdoğan campaigned heavily on the ground to win the municipal races in Istanbul and Ankara 5 years ago. And that strategy of mobilization may have, at the end of the day, increased the pro-government candidates' vote share. But that mobilization also generated a counter-mobilization by opposition voters who disliked Erdoğan and ended up voting for the opposition candidates because they did not necessarily want to see Erdoğan prevail in these contexts. And because of that reason, Erdoğan, in this electoral cycle, decided to adopt a different strategy. So far, I think he has refrained from campaigning directly for the government candidates in Istanbul and Ankara, and instead has concentrated his attention on conservative parts of the country where the ruling AKP candidates are experiencing strong competition from a minor Islamist party, the so-called New Welfare Party. I think that was a smart strategy because looking at the electorate in these major metropolitan areas such as Istanbul, Ankara, since the 2017 referendum, the pro-government vote gets the minority share, and that the anti-government or the anti-Erdoğan vote share surpasses the pro-government electorate in both of these cities. In the 2017 constitutional referendum, the no vote the no camp got more votes than the yes camp. In the 2019 local elections, the opposition candidates won the municipal races in both cities. In the recent 2023 presidential elections, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, despite the fact that he was seen as a weak candidate, actually surpassed President Erdoğan in both cities. So I think Erdoğan's thinking was that if he were to really campaign heavily on behalf of the government candidates so soon in the campaign, it might consolidate the opposition base as well. And unlike the 2019 local elections, where in both cities the CHP candidates obtained support from various other opposition parties, this time around the opposition is divided. So Erdoğan really does not want to consolidate the opposition base. So my understanding is that only in the final week we're going to see Erdoğan campaign directly for Istanbul and Ankara candidates. I think Erdoğan is going to hold a large rally in Ankara on the 23rd of March. I have to check when the rally will be in Istanbul, but probably in the final week he's going to campaign heavily in both cities. And I think how much, how heavily he will campaign in both cities will really depend on how divided the government base will be. I think it really comes down to the it will come down to the level of electoral support that this minor Islamist party is expected to get according to opinion polls.